Hey everyone, welcome to Bickering Book Reviews. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Becky.
And today we're talking about Jennifer L. Armentrout's book, If There's No Tomorrow. Do you have to say the L? Like, is the L... The L is on the book. Like, I don't know. I feel weird.
Because I've been reading her stuff for years, and it's always, the L is always included, so I don't know.
And we met her at BEA.
So nice.
So, of course, there's dorky book nerd me coming out. Hey, it's Jennifer L. Armentrout. You probably, don't say the L when you meet the author, because that's weird.
Well, and then, I went, because you were way ahead of line for me, because I had went and got another arc, and I was like, I just think you're so cool about how you self-publish, and you have all the control, and she's like, and she was so nice about it, but I'm like, I walk by and I'm like, oh wow, it probably sounded insane.
Yeah, the two of us were probably just like,
That was like the last day of Book Expo too, so it was bad.
It was. I'm so glad we got this arc though.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get into what the actual arc's about. Okay, Lena has always been in love with her next door neighbor, Sebastian. She has never had the courage to tell him how she feels and puts things off until tomorrow. That's kind of the whole premise of the book. When sparks begin to fly more and Sebastian is finally single, Lena is forced to come clean and confess her love for him. As the two are working out kind of their feelings, a deadly and horrific car crash takes place. Lena is the only survivor of this car crash, and her guilt makes it impossible for her to feel like she deserves anything good. And it's not a spoiler because in that Sebastian isn't involved in the car crash.
No.
That's not a spoiler because
the whole premise of the book.
The whole premise of the book is about kind of Lena working through her feelings with Sebastian and dealing with kind of survivor's guilt.
Yeah. I liked Lena. I liked Sebastian. Jennifer Armentrout is really good at writing characters that are going through extreme situations where you would usually get a CW caricature, but instead she writes these fully formed characters.
Yeah, they're really well developed, and they're going they're realistically, I think, going through these issues as far as they do these characters. Some of the characters are getting help, some of them aren't, but that's how people interact with these horrific instances.
I just reading it with Lena's it's my fault, and what she was blaming herself for, and the thing that it just got a little too much for me.
See, I could see people actually doing that.
It was just, and maybe it was because it was it's 400 pages of it. Maybe that's what got me.
I don't know. I love Jennifer. I always forget how much I love Jennifer Armentrout until I start reading her book. This book, I started it without realizing that her books are ones that I'll read in one sitting. So I started reading it and I'm like, oh no, I've got to go to work.
I love that. I love when I'm like, oh, do I have to? Do I have to?
Because I was gonna two-fist the books. I was gonna read this book alongside another book because we've got all these arcs from BEA. And I was like, no, it's just this book. I'm gonna read it until the end because I was just so sucked in by it all. I was so interested by the whole thing throughout the whole thing.
Well, and I like that she did this thing where she doesn't blame the victims. And usually when you have this kind of accident, they were bad people or something, and she doesn't do that. And I think that's way more realistic. And like I said, I loved Sebastian. I thought he was flirty and cute and all sorts of you would have a crush on him. He's the boy next door, and you would totally want him.
I thought it was interesting that she brought in Keith, whose house was where the party was at, where they kind of started with the car crash.
And that's one of the things that threw me because I wanted to know what happened to Keith.
See, but I could see that turning into its own book.
And I don't think that there's going to be a book about Keith.
But there could be. And I think that left potential for it.
Right. I mean, if I knew there was going to be a book about Keith, I would be very happy, but because that was a huge thing left unanswered. What was going to happen to his family?
I mean, yeah, but then again, I almost I'd like to know what's going on with him, but I almost am okay with not knowing what's going on because it's realistic. You don't in your own story, you may not know what happens to him and what happens to his family.
But we're reading Lena's story, and Lena would know.
Yeah, but Lena's focused on her own story.
I don't know. Like I said, it was disappointing.
I don't know.
My disappointment.
I just really liked the whole thing, and I liked kind of how the friends really were having trouble figuring out how to interact with Lena. It was all just very interesting, and it was all kind of acknowledging that everybody had this accident happen to them, not just Lena, even though kind of she was really dealing with a lot of issues.
Sure.
It was good. So I think we're ready to rate it, though.
We are.
Our rating system starts with 5 unicorns, goes down to 2 unicorns, and then if it was sucktacular, it is just a horse. So I'm going to rate it 4 unicorns.
I gave it 3 unicorns. I just didn't quite get there.
See, and I loved it. I was totally sucked in.
I'll
read another book.
Yeah. Oh no, I'll keep reading books by her, and it's totally worth time, and it's very well for what it is. But I just didn't get sucked in like I had hoped I would.
Yeah, no, I did. I did from the first chapter. I was there.
Great.
All right, we will see you around. So bye.
Bye.